The Adeptus Astartes are stretched thin across the vastness of the empire of mankind. Beset on all sides, and even from within, by foul Xenos and the depraved followers of dark gods of chaos, the mighty Space Marines must constantly be on guard and in top fighting condition. The practice cages are good, but experience is the best teacher. What started as a philosophical discussion between two brother captains of differing chapters has spilled out into a battle on Forge World Immiga. The Sons of Dorn and the Scions of Guilliman seek to find who follows the Codex Astartes better, the Imperial Fists or the Ultramarines. This is 40K in 40 minutes. Greetings, Warhammer fans, and welcome to our very first new 40K 9th edition battle report. Your host, GT McDowell here with a Battle of the Ages, a matchup of epic proportions. We pit old against new, classic versus Primaris, fists versus ultras, as Stephen Wilhite and KAWANA square off in this battle of who follows the Codex Astartes properly. The battle takes place on what we are calling Forge World Immiga. Our man Tycho has painted up this fantastic terrain from this episode's sponsor, Frontline Gaming. Makers of the ITC Terrain series, they have graciously supplied us with this mat and terrain for your viewing pleasure. It's made of sturdy MDF and goes together quite easily, and we are super pumped to be able to show it off today. Be sure to check them out at frontlinegaming.org, and don't forget to tell them PlayOn sent you.
So I am Space Marines Steve from On Tabletop, and I am super excited to be playing, not my first game of 9th edition, but my first televised game of 9th edition.
Stephen Wilhite is playing his Imperial Fist today, and what an army! Check out that battle damage! Those boys in yellow look suitably grizzled and battle-worn, and he's actually brought two, count them, two Landraiders.
It's visibly intimidating when you see like two Landraiders in this like epic image.
He also has Captain Lysander, a Terminator Assault Squad, a regular Terminator Squad, Ironclad Dreadnought with Chain Fist, two squads of Stern Guard veterans with special issue bolt guns, Vanguard veterans with jump packs and lightning claws, and a Rhino. Old school and proud of it.
I like Primaris, they're fine and all, but like the vintage Marines, I think they hold up well, they age well. Let's say that, it's like a fine wine.
My name is Tak, and I'm here because I was told to, paint the Indomitus box set and have it ready for this game. This is all Steve's fault.
Tak KAWANA is playing his Boys in Blue, a fan favorite on our channel for sure. He's managed to paint up in record time most of two sets of the Indomitus box, including a Primaris Captain and Lieutenant, two squads of Assault Intercessors, a regular Intercessor squad, 2 units of Blade Guard, a Blade Guard Ancient, a Primaris Apothecary, 2 squads of the new Outrider bikes, and 2 squads of the new Eradicators. He's also brought back a stalwart support unit in his Repulsor Executioner.
I play predominantly Primaris. Nothing against the classic, stubby, ancient, antique store Marines. I just like the Primaris look better. Steve has brought 2 Landraiders, and he really loves his Landraiders. So I think my key units are going to be the Eradicators because they're going to get rid of his Landraiders, and he's going to be very unhappy with that.
Today we are playing right out of the new 9th edition rulebook, Scorched Earth. There are 6 objectives on the table, and the players start 24 inches apart. One of the big differences in this new edition is how scoring works. Each match play mission is scored out of 100, 45 points for primary mission and 45 for secondary mission. 10 points are awarded for fielding a battle-ready and based army. There are also secondary missions, 18 different secondaries from 5 different categories. The only limitation for match play here is you may only choose one of your 3 secondaries from each category. Talk about tactical list building. Stephen has chosen Attrition, from the No Mercy, No Respite category, gaining 4 victory points for killing more of TAC's units in a round than TAC kills of his. Assassinate, from the Purge the Enemy category, gaining 3 points for each of TAC's characters he kills, and he's chosen Raise, the mission-specific objective. If he can control and take an action with a unit, forgoing any other action like shooting or fighting, he can remove one of TAC's 2 objectives from the field. Removing one is worth 5 points, and removing both is worth 15, the maximum that a single secondary can score. TAC has chosen Bring It Down from the Purge the Enemy category, making Steve's Landraiders and Rhino worth 3 victory points each should they be destroyed, as well as his Dreadnought worth 2. Engage on All Fronts from the Battlefield Supremacy section scores TAC 2 points for having units in 3/4 of the board, or 3 for having units in all 4 quarters. TAC has also chosen Raise, so both players really seem to think they will get to grips with each other quickly. That should make for a bloody match. A quick note on terrain here, the players have decided that the buildings will follow the rulebook definition of ruins. The silver power generator will follow the rules for fuel pipes, and the big armored containers will be, well, armored containers. The key takeaways for terrain are how line of sight and obstructing terrain works. If a piece of terrain is over 5 inches in height, like many of these frontline gaming buildings are, and has been given the obstructing rule, then they will block line of sight if a straight line 1 millimeter thick cannot be drawn between the bases of the models in question. No more twisting bullets shooting through ruined windows, and finally, big models have a chance to hide. Also, touching terrain negates this benefit, as you were considered to be in that terrain. It may give you benefits for doing so, however, so it makes for some interesting tactical movement. Terrain really can change how a game is played now, and we are absolutely loving it.
9th edition, as far as I've seen, is all about objectives. They're just worth so much for your primary missions now.
The missions in 9th edition are really different. They're very focused on trying to hold objectives. You've got actions you need to do. But I'm like playing like what can probably only be explained as the elite of the elite. I think I'm gonna trust on the resiliency of my like 16 wound, 2-up save, toughness 8 Landraiders, plural.
Deployment rules have changed somewhat as well. Steve has units he is deploying in transports, and so does TAC, so that is actually declared before the players deploy to the battlefield.
The 2 units of Sternguard veterans are both going inside my Rhino. Lysander and the Shield and Hammer Terminators are going inside the Godhammer Landraider. Vanguard veterans with jump packs are going in the Landraider Crusader.
Because we're playing 9th edition and because I want to try the new stuff out, my 1 squad of Eradicators are going to go inside of the Repulsor Executioner, and I'm going to burn 3 command points and put it into strategic reserves.
The Terminator squad with Storm Bolters and Power Fists will be teleporting in. So I start the game with 12 command points, and I spend 3 of them to get a Vanguard detachment. And even though my Warlord goes in there, I don't get any of them back because it's all elite choices. And I filled them up to the brim with elite choices, and it is awesome. I also spent 1 to give my Space Marine Captain a Warlord trait. I am going to put my Rhino right there.
Where do my bikes want to go? Do my bikes want to go hunt a Rhino?
I'm going to put the Ironclad Dreadnought over here behind this obscuring piece of ruin.
Interesting deployments here. TAC has really taken advantage of the new terrain rules to hide as much out of sight as possible. Smart, considering the volume of firepower at range that Steve can put out, and Imperial Fists in Devastator Doctrine turn 1 can be, well, devastating.
I'm going to put my Eradicators inside of the box.
Do they shoot twice all the time?
They can shoot the same target twice.
Okay, that's really good. Inside the Landraider Crusader are the Vanguard veterans.
Blade Guard vets.
Godhammer Landraider. Boom.
The Blade Guard Ancient. You know what's really tough is I've got assault units, and because I'm an Ultramarine player, I don't really know how to use assault units.
Better learn quick.
So that is the new lieutenant from the box set. Beside him will go the captain.
Steve is also semi-castled, however he has units in both those Landraiders. I think he'll be looking to press them up and pop those units out into TAC's face as soon as possible.
I need to go first with those bikes, otherwise those bikes are toast. Here's the roll to see who goes first. I choose.
First or second, my man?
I want to go second.
Can you go second?
I want to go second.
Okay.
He's chosen to go second. That's an interesting choice.
I'm going to spend 3 command points, and I'm going to redeploy.
There's why. He's using the Ultramarine rapid redeployment stratagem for 2 command points to move his units back from Steve. That's very
I
interesting.
think you'll have a hard time seeing them as well, so yeah, that's it. You get first turn. I'm going to try really hard not to fall into the trap of playing a classic Ultramarines castle. If I stay in my castle and just try to shoot them off objectives, I will just lose the game. So I've got to be a lot more aggressive, and we'll just see what happens.
You excited?
All right, have a good game.
I hope this becomes the new Warhammer handshake. It's just a bow.
First turn, and Steve starts his command phase and immediately gains a command point, putting him up to 9.
Stern Guard veterans are getting out and going right up against the side of this wall here, which puts me within 3 inches of this objective.
Movement now, and he's not being very aggressive. He's a bit hesitant, and TAC hasn't given him a lot of targets for those juicy las cannons.
I'm gonna be going into my shooting phase. And this is where the magic happens, TAC. Like, this is what it's really all about.
Orbital bombard for days.
2 of them. It's gonna be awesome. I am gonna spend 3 command points, going to 6, to use orbital bombardment.
That's a great stratagem you didn't see used much in 8th, but in 9th, with these tight deployments and short boards, this could be seen much more often. Incoming!
I'm gonna go right there. Let's see how many inches this thing explodes by. Whoop-bam! It's a singular inch. That's not great.
Unless you roll a 1, that is. Oh, that's not worth 3 command points. Brutal.
You cannot reroll that.
I cannot reroll that. It's 1 inch, so I hit the Intercessor squad and the Captain.
Yep.
So for the Intercessor squad on a 4-up, nope. For the Captain on a 5-up, nope. Great, feels good. And then I'm gonna use my Fleet Master, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing, in the exact same spot. So let's see how many inches that goes. I was really hoping to get a little bit for all the CP I used. Of course I got a 1 again. Wow. So I can't re-roll it thanks to hashtag 9th edition strikes again. Whoa, okay, Intercessors on a 4-up. Nope. Okay, on the Captain. Oh, the Captain takes it. Okay, the Captain takes D3 mortal wounds. Takes 3 mortal wounds.
The Captain is down to 2.
Eat it, son.
So basically, nothing happened except a piece of rubble fell on the Captain's head.
Yeah, just like, I can see it. All the Intercessors are in there and they're like, is it raining? I'm gonna take this Landraider and I'm gonna shoot all of your assault Intercessors inside that building. Las cannons go first.
Yep.
Here we go. Come on, sweet, sweet las cannons. Huh. Yeah, oh.
All right.
Come on! Alrighty, on a 2-up. Wounds.
All right.
AP minus 4 hits on one of your Intercessors. You do not get covered because
So
I
it just
ignore
goes
it.
right through.
Hit damage. Okay. Well, it's not going well. So the twin heavy bolter into the same unit of assault Intercessors.
Yep. Or 1 dies and 1 takes a wound.
Some incidental shooting here, and I'm not surprised that TAC hasn't lost a lot of models, as he's played a very cagey deployment and not given Steve a lot of targets.
During my charge phase, I declare 0 charges.
Why not?
Because I can't reach anything. During my fight phase, I have nothing to fight. Your turn, my man.
End of turn, and Steve has scored no secondary points, and the primaries cannot be scored until the end of the player's command phase in the 2nd turn. On to TAC's first turn in the new edition. Command phase for TAC, and that sees him gain a command point. Typically in the command phase, things like chapter litanies or Necron My Will Be Done and other things that normally would have happened in the movement phase or at the start of the movement phase have been moved to the command phase. We still haven't seen all the codex rules and such, but it seems to be a great change to the game. It allows you to do those before movement things in a specific phase, removing any potential gray areas about when stuff should and shouldn't happen.
So he's on that objective, which means I don't need to sacrifice my bikes just yet. So they're out of line of sight, most likely.
I can still see the I can see the edge of one.
Jurgle back so that you can't see them.
Advancing that apothecary to get near the captain to heal him up is a good call, and it looks like he's setting up to charge into that rhino and maybe wrap it up.
Okay, going to the shooting phase.
Okay.
I'll do the inconsequential stuff first. Why not? Plasma pistol. Not overcharging.
Not overcharging. Oh,
No.
come on.
Into the
You're
rhino.
a Space Marine.
So, and then all the bolters will go into the rhino as well. Plasma pistol doesn't hit. Against your Landraider, which is my Seal of Oath target. Okay. So I'm rerolling all of this. Eradicator squad is going to elect the Landraider as its target, which means I get to shoot it twice.
Okay.
Hitting on 4s because you pop smoke.
Correct.
Rerolling.
Yep.
Nope. Wounding on 4s.
Yep.
2. AP
A 4, right?
So you have a 6 up.
6 up.
Ooh.
3 damage.
See if I get the command point back, because that's my warlord trait. I don't. And then I'm going to reroll the 1 into a 5. So I'm going to go into charges. Bikes into, they're going to charge the rhino.
Now that Overwatch is a stratagem, Steve has chosen not to shoot 4 shots with that rhino's Stormbolter. Can't really say as I blame him, that is not worth a command point in this case. Sheer volume of attacks here can kill that rhino in combat, potentially trapping the stern guard inside, so TAC will really be looking to surround it.
So hitting on 3s and wounding on 5s.
TAC is rerolling a damage roll for a command point, taking him down to 6, but still, there it is. Steve makes the save, and the rhino lives.
That is good vintage Space Marine technology.
TAC's really boxed it in though, and Steve's left with no option here but to countercharge on his turn and hope to clear those units out before they can tear that rhino apart. If he does, he potentially could lose his stern guard trapped inside.
Should I just burn 3 command points now to honor the chapter?
No.
No.
I don't think you do, man. I think you're going to need those later.
TAC scores 2 points for engage in all fronts here, as he has units in 3 table quarters, and that makes our score after 1 turn 2-0 in favor of TAC and the Ultramarines. On to turn 2. Turn 2 command phase, and Steve gains a command point, bringing him up to 7. Scoring for the primary mission happens now, so he scores 10 primary points for holding 2 objectives. Movement phase, and as expected, he's going to go after those Outriders and those Assault Intercessors. In this edition, after Chargers fight first, the passive player actually gets to choose to fight first, so it really pays to be able to countercharge your opponent and take that away from them.
I think the Rhino is just going to stay put because I can still shoot you in combat, which is excellent. So I will go to my Psychic phase, of which there is nothing. I will go to my Shooting phase, and I am going to shoot, because this is a vehicle, you've locked it in combat, I'm going to take my Stormbolter and shoot at your Intercessors.
Got it.
Steve's moving on to shooting already, and he hasn't disembarked his units from his transports, and he hasn't brought on his Terminators. Because they have the ability to deploy 9 inches away from enemy models anywhere on their table due to their teleport strike, he absolutely could have been on top of TAC this turn and pressed hard onto his objectives.
What I don't want is to commit too early to a side of the board while his repulsor is off the table. So I'm going to wait and see where he puts that repulsor, and then I'm going to place my Terminators. Landraider with the las cannons is going to shoot everything at the Blade Guard veterans over there. So the 4 las cannons, 2 hits. So 2 wounds at AP -3.
Okay, so I've got a 4-up invuln.
You do.
Here we go. Oh, neither.
Ouch.
Do I?
Oh
I can command point reroll a save. I think I need to. So do I get the command point back? I don't. So I spend it.
Could
4
be
up.
really awesome.
4 up.
Yes. D6 wounds.
Yep.
4 wounds.
Okay.
He's lost 1, but more importantly, he's still on that objective for his command phase upcoming, and Steve cannot affect that now.
And then here, they're going to shoot everything at those Eradicators. Because I'm bracketed, I'm hitting on 4s instead of 3s. I'm going to declare some charges. Okay, so I am going to take my Ironclad Dreadnought, and he's going to charge into your bikes. Go, bikes, go! 10 inches. Kabam. And then my Captain is going to charge into both the bikes and the Intercessors. Huh! 10. He's super in there. Whoop. So then the Stern Guard veterans are going to join in on the fight against the Intercessors.
Okay.
Need to roll a 6 to get in there. In we go. No.
Oh.
And I will spend a command point to re-roll both of those.
Steve has had to re-roll his charge. It's the whole roll now, not just 1 die, so it makes it a bit of a riskier play, but here he goes. Boom! That's what he needed.
This is gonna be sweet.
The Dreadnought is going to fight first to thin those Outriders out, if not, wipe that squad completely.
Gets 4 base and 1 for charging because of Angels of Death.
Yep.
Into the bikes, because the bikes are ridiculous.
Yep.
So on 3s, rerolling 1s.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, Steve, I agree, man. That's rough.
So 1 AP minus 4 hit.
Yep.
4 damage.
4 damage? Okay. Takes out a bike.
Boom! That should have been all of them.
Tak is choosing to interrupt here now with his Outriders. He's got so many attacks, they could potentially kill that Rhino.
So I'm going to go with my bikes. So hitting on 3s?
Yep.
Tak has chosen not to target the Rhino here, and I think this might be a tactical error.
That is 5 at AP 1.
4 ups. I take 2 wounds.
Now the interrupt's over, that Captain should punch out the rest of those bikes.
4 AP minus 3s.
I make,
I make
2.
2. So on the first one, for 2 damage.
Okay.
And then the next one does 1 damage, not even killing a bike. So then after that, I'll go to my Stern Guard veterans.
Yep.
Bit of a slapfest from the Intercessors and Stern Guard. In the end of phase, Steve is spending 3 command points to fight again and manages to kill off another biker. That leaves him at 3 command points, the same as Tak.
The dice are a really interesting part of Warhammer because they sometimes dictate the way you play, but I don't think you win or lose just on the dice rolls. There's ways to mitigate it, and yes, this has not been great. It hurts, but it is not detrimental.
Again, no secondary scoring for Steve on this turn. Tak's turn 2 here, and the first thing he does is gain another command point, taking him to 4. He also scores primary objectives now, and those Assault Intercessors are a troop choice, meaning the Defenders of Humanity trait kicks in from Space Marines, and they actually hold that objective despite being outnumbered. That gives Tak 15 primary points, 10 for holding 2 objectives, and another 5 for holding more than Steve. Tak's movement, and he's spending a command point on the fallback and re-engage stratagem from the Ultramarine Codex for those Intercessors. They can now shoot and charge as if they hadn't fallen back at all. That's a really good ability in this edition of the game, as now any fallback move precludes you from doing anything in the following turn. On comes that Repulsor Executioner, and it's looking to start popping Landraiders, I would think.
Let's do the exciting stuff first. The Eradicators into that Landraider. Okay.
So the one that is in Melter range.
So I'll hit on 3, it hits.
Yep.
Wounding on a 4,
It does wound. 6 up.
Yep.
Of which, nope.
Rolling 2 dice, picking the highest.
5.
I will do 5.
1 wound remaining.
The other guy hits, does wound.
It does wound. 6 up. Nope.
Boom goes the Landraider. Still 7 Vanguard veterans in there, and Steve really should have got them out last turn and taken some cover in that building. Let's hope it doesn't hurt him too bad.
Oh! Ooh!
Come on!
4 1s out of 7, and that means 4 dead Vanguard veterans. Can't re-roll any of those in 9th, Steve, and man, do I feel your pain.
So this squad is going to fire into the Rhino. Heavy laser destroyer. Doesn't seem worth it for the 1 wound, so it'll go into the Landraider.
Seem worth it.
4 shots from the laser destroyer. I'm using the rule where if it doesn't move, it fires twice, and I'm Ultramarines.
And you're in the tactical doctrine.
So I'll hit.
Yep.
Wounding on 3s. Double 1s, but I'm beside the lieutenant.
Yep.
3.
AP minus 5? 4?
4 in this, yeah.
2 go through.
How much damage? 6.
6. Okay, 10 wounds remaining.
Tak launching a Hunter Slayer missile at the Rhino. It's a good use of 1 command point, and he gains it back with his Warlord trait, keeping him at 3 command points. And the Rhino's down!
Steve explodes.
Oh, it explodes, and you can't re-roll it.
And it explodes! That too also cannot be re-rolled. Are you happy, Nick? We got an explosion!
Okay.
I got to see an explosion!
I guess so.
Explosion damage to all units within 6 inches here, and Steve's luck isn't running out, it just never showed up. He's doing more damage to himself than he is to his opponent. That's a really hard way to win a game, buddy. The Captain is dead, and he's pretty chewed up down there, but he still has Terminators to come in, and Darneth Lysander is ready to pounce.
Oh well, what are you gonna do? You gotta play like a champion, right? Let's do this.
Yeah, my shooting phase is done, so I'm going to just charge into them. Would you like to spend the CP?
Yeah, I will spend
Oh,
one
you are going to do
command
it.
point. 1 wound, AP -3.
Or 6 up. Nope. Take a wound.
Tak scores 6 points at the end of his turn for Bring It Down for killing the Rhino and the Land Raider, and another 2 for Engage at all fronts. Third turn command phase for Steve sees him go back up to 3 command points, and he scores 10 primary objective points. His movement here should be interesting. Where will the Terminators go? Ah, there we are. Steve's in position to do some serious close quarters work now.
And then I've got my deep striking Terminators that have to come in now. The Terminators are going to teleport here. I'll go to shooting. What I will do is I'm going to take this Land Raider. I'm going to take the las cannons off the Land Raider and pummel them into the Repulsor. The twin heavy bolter, pummel it into the Blade Guard veterans over there. So into the Blade Guard veterans with the twin heavy bolter. Cool. So 6 AP -1s.
6 3-ups.
Here we go.
Kills 1, and then 1's down to 2 wounds.
Okay, 4 las cannon hits to your Repulsor.
Yep.
And then I'm going to command point reroll one of them. Do as much damage as possible, or try to. Okay, never mind. A 1 6-up, yeah. Well, that's not good. It's not too lack of trying, like I hit. Then I'll spend 1 command point, and I will sweep and clear. And the unit here of Vanguard veterans all get to fire grenades. And I will crack grenade your Eradicator. I'm going to go to my charge phase. Ironclad Dreadnought is going to charge your singular Intercessor there. These guys here are going to charge the Lieutenant and the Captain.
I'm blowing 1 command point.
Oh, do you get to Overwatch with the Repulsor? I forgot about that.
Do you want to take it back?
No, it's fine. I forgot. That's my fault.
So I get to elect 3 other units within 6 inches of your targets, which are going to be, it'll be these Intercessors, Repulsor, and then...
The Repulsor probably does it.
Typically, I wouldn't blow that, but because your secondary is killing characters, I had to. I had no choice.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's a big bonehead move for me. Fight here, so 5 with the Ironclad on 3s, all of them.
His command phase sees Tak go up to 2 command points to Steve's 1, but he only scores 5 primary victory points as Steve has cleared off a lot of those objectives.
So the first thing I'm going to do is just disembark and then move these guys. This gets me onto that objective.
I can't get to these characters. They're all just...
Trying really hard not to let you. Starting the shooting phase.
Yeah.
My Eradicators are going to elect their target to be the Terminators.
Yeah, that makes sense.
4.
Kills 1.
Yep. They're going to do it again.
Yep.
So I guess the Repulsor will go. He'll put all of his shots into the Terminators.
And then the big gun.
Big gun into the Land Raider. So big gun, 3.
AP -4, right?
Yep.
6s. 3 go through.
Dead. Super dead.
See if it explodes.
It wanted to be there.
The guys, I got 6 models inside.
Okay.
I lose 1. Here.
Okay.
Out.
So hitting the Terminators.
So 9 2-ups because I'm in cover. One guy takes 1 wound.
You know, the Repulsor's going to do something really strange.
And it's going to assault that?
Yeah, my Repulsor is charging 2 Terminators.
I am not. Yeah, go for it.
5.
Do you actually get there? Yeah, you get there. Gets there. All right, go for it. 1.
Wounding on 2s.
Oh my lord.
Oh, it's a wound. There's no AP.
Oh,
so
thank goodness. 2-up.
Roll 1.
Yeah, no, he's alive.
Steve does score 4 points for attrition this turn, and Tak gets another 3 for the Land Raider and 2 for Engage on all fronts. That makes our score through 3 turns 35 to 24 in favor of Tak. By no means is this game over, though. 11 points in new 40k is nothing. Turn 4 sees Steve get another command point in his command phase, giving him 1 to TAC's current total of 2.
Shooting. The Dreadnought's gonna take its Hurricane Bolter and shoot into the bikers.
Here.
No, I'm not shooting there. I want to make sure I charge and kill them.
Steve doesn't have a lot of shooting here, but he's locked down that left side of the table.
That's okay. That's very Thunderhammerable.
No, I think you should keep. Should that be a t-shirt? That's very. That's very.
Thunderhammerable. These Terminators are gonna charge your Outriders.
Okay, I'm not electing to Overwatch.
Sounds good to me. I need a 7.
Yep.
Please. Yes.
Thunder hammers are go!
Let's do this. Am I within 6? Yeah. Awesome. So I'm gonna go with the Terminators first, and they're gonna go into your Outriders. I'm gonna spend 1 command point, and I'm gonna Fury of the First.
For the Fury of the First for 1 command point, letting those Thunderhammers ignore their -1 to hit penalty by giving them +1, especially with 5 of them, is gonna paste those Outriders. And did it ever!
Are you really
18.
counting it? Are you really?
So the last
are you
Outrider
really?
takes 21, and I want to make sure that the audience knows that.
His Dreadnought punches it up really good too, but he's all out in the open now, and Ultramarines can fall back and shoot, albeit with a -1 penalty, so this could be a little rough on that Dread when TAC counter punches. And no secondary scoring thus far again for Steve on turn 4. TAC goes up to 3 command points now, and a little bit of rearranging means he has all the guns to do all of the things.
And these guys will fall back. So these Eradicators are going to go into the those Terminators there.
Okay. Ooh.
Ooh.
5++.
So 1.
Miss it! Oh. Come on, yeah. Here it is.
3.
Sweet, sweet 5-ups.
Okay.
For the camera, my butt was out there. Oh, he's still fine!
Wow.
So this
Wow.
one guy with 1 wound lives? The Power Fist is still alive!
As expected, the Dreadnought's gone down, however the Terminators refuse to yield. TAC is dumping a bucket of dice at them and they refuse to go down. Lysander 2 shrugs off anything coming his way. For the Primarch Progenitor, glory to the 7th Legion!
You're not pleased.
No.
You don't want to charge
Yeah,
that.
I do.
Uh-oh.
We'll command point.
So on 3s.
Oh no.
Here we go. 5++s.
Yep.
Just 2 of them. Am I unstoppable?
You are.
Oh, I'm unstoppable!
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow.
Everyone out there in YouTube land, meet Jeffrey. And he is the invincible Terminator.
And a turn, and TAC adds another 2 from killing the Dreadnought, and another 2 from engaging all fronts. He's opened up his lead a little bit, as it says 49-34 his favor, but this game is by no means his. Start of 5 for Steve, and he's got a lot to do here. He's got to clear that repulsor, and more importantly, get to TAC's characters and make up some ground on the scoreboard. He's only down 15 points, and each of TAC's characters are worth 3 victory points to Steve, so there's 12 on the table, as well as 4 points for attrition. Never mind kicking him off objectives. He does score 10 points for what he holds at the end of his command phase, as well as gaining that extra command point.
These guys, my Stern Guard veterans here, are going to shoot at those assault intercessors.
Yep.
On 4s. 2 AP -2 wounds. Yep. Kill the dude.
Kills the dude.
It's not much for him to shoot here, just a lot to punch.
Terminators into both the Eradicators and the Repulsor.
I don't think it's worth it to burn the command points to like Overwatch, so.
I'm -2 because I'm charging a Repulsor. They're really good. And then Lysander will get in there with the vets over there. I need a 7. 7. Boom. Lysander. We'll just start with Lysander. 5 AP minus 4s. The ice is unit. This is like, you remember that scene in like Lord of the Rings with Sauron and the elves? It's like boom, and they'll just go. That's what this just happened right there. I will Fury of the First.
Yep.
All of the attacks into the repulsor. 5 AP minus 4s.
No, they go right through.
15 damage.
Okay, so
See if he explodes. Do you auto explode him?
I can.
I don't know if you do that. Don't do that. Don't do it. No, no, Nick, no. Shut up, Nick. Hey. No, you can't. Luck be a lady to. Oh! it explodes. Okay, let's see what's up.
Kaboom! Oh man, what is with our dice? This could be very, very bad. That explosion, I think, is going to cost him the game. Even Jeffrey dies, and now Tack only has to pull back and hold to win this game. That's it there. Final turn, Tack scores engaged for 2 again, as well as 10 more primary, making our final score, including 10 points each for fielding fully painted armies, 71 to 58 in favor of 2-time Season 2 victor, Tack KAWANA.
So, you know what? As always, it was a down to the wire. It
Down
was
to
a
the
close
wire.
game, and it had a lot of odd moments.
It had a lot of odd and infuriating moments.
Tack, you officially, I'm sorry, Steve, I just have to walk it by you. I have to walk it by. There you go. Tack, you were the victor again. Congratulations. Gentlemen, Steve, get back in here, please. I don't want to step on your game, guys, but what do you guys think? Thumbs up, thumbs down, 9th edition. What's your vibe? What do you feel?
I enjoyed it. I mean, with the pure amount of scoring that you can do, right? You're always chasing points. At every turn, you're able to chase points, right? It made it so that I never felt safe. I never felt like I got a lead, and if I put my foot off the pedal, Steve was going to catch me.
I never felt like I was out. Like there was times where I felt behind, but I was never out. But all in all, 9th edition, I give it 2 thunder hammers, like way up. That's thunder hammer.
And here's the thing. This is like, they always say, going first is so important in 40K.
Yeah.
And I don't think it is. Like with objectives now and how important it is to grab objectives, I think you can go second and you can still win games. Good game.
Good game.
As always, this is JT McDowell saying, until next time you see us in the grim dark universe of the far-flung future, play on!
Ready for it. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. This is it.